boys. Just calm down. We don't need to throw punches just yet.
I just watched 3 premierships in 4 years just to watch this shit again.
The big angry men who run around in fashion bodies.
If I see anyone complain or say that they can swap Martinelli for Matt and Babette, that's their truth.
I'm just dreaming of beers. Hello, everyone. I'm back. We're here. Another week. Great weekend of footy, wasn't it, guys?
Yeah,
How
great.
fun
Really
was
good
it?
It was great. We'll come back to York because we were laughing.
Oh, I don't want to talk about that
You have
for
to.
a long time. Can I just not acknowledge it the whole
No.
Yeah, get fucked.
No.
I'll censor that myself.
I don't want to acknowledge it.
You have to.
It's too funny.
Maybe we'll acknowledge it later.
The traditional.
Yeah. Anyway,
Here we go. One podcast dead. Let's go. Boys, how was your weekend?
one was good. Obviously, the footy's back. I went not only to my own team's game on Friday, but I went out Saturday as well. And after Saturday night, you're not in Melbourne, like to go out. It's a good place to go out in Melbourne.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I'm on Swan Street, standard. And I'm waiting.
Wait, wasn't the game you were at Marvel?
Yeah, we ended up back in. Where do you go after a game in Marvel? Nowhere.
Cloud nine.
King Street.
I'm never going to King Street.
King Street.
Which one?
All of it.
Wow, that's pretty expensive.
Anyway, I'm back on Swan Street as I do, and I'm waiting for the traffic light to be able to cross the road to where I was going.
Where on Swan Street are we? Please.
Near Richmond Station, underneath the bridge. If you know.
Ah, yes. Yes.
What a place.
I went and I see a guy in a Port jersey approach me, which is weird enough because I've never seen that. And he comes up to me. He's spasticated, and he's like, "What do I do? Do I go out or do I go home?" And I look at him and I'm just like, "You lost by 90. Go home." And I sent him on his way. So what do you reckon? If you lose again by 90 points, are you going out after the game or are you just going and taking
You
yourself
can
to
drink
bed?
your sorrows away. I don't know issue with
That's
going
sad.
out. Either or, it's gonna be sad. They lost by 90.
Yeah, so go home and get over it.
Have a sleep.
Have a sleep. Wake up refreshed the next day to hate on your team more, and then
No, because then if you get even more spasticated and drink even more, then you're not gonna forget about the night and think nothing happened. And then you just don't check your phone till next week.
that's not gonna happen. The TV. Oh, let me put on the news. Oh,
Anyway, so that was my thing happened on Saturday night. So that was good.
That seems pretty good.
Yeah, it was a good time.
can I talk about my weekend?
Yeah. What happened?
Not willingly.
Guys, Playboy Cardi dropped.
Only 17 months late?
Yeah, I believe we talked about it December.
We did. Me, you
Yeah.
and I, when you were in Europe, we talked about it.
Yeah.
You can see I don't like Cardi.
You don't
I
like
don't understand it.
you don't like music that's made in the last 10 years unless it's a DJ. Am I wrong?
No, you are wrong.
Oh, who do you like then?
Ed Sheeran.
I don't want to.
Who are top points?
I don't want to go myself out here.
Greatest album. No, actually, no, it's average.
Very average album.
It's great first half. Second half falls off a lot when Swamp Izzo starts screaming my fucking head.
Swan Bizzo!
It sounds like something else I noticed on the weekend.
You notice something?
Yeah.
What'd you notice?
Nothing.
What are you still got me for? I'm done.
No, you're done. That's all you want to talk about. Just,
Yeah, well, because see, no one's
that take up your
interested.
whole weekend, just the Playboy Cardi album.
No, it doesn't.
How many times did you listen to it?
5.
That's
I have a lot of driving to do.
5.
Listen to a podcast.
Yeah. Oh wait, I should talk about basketball.
Yeah, well, that's
Oh, hold on. Oh, they made a lawsuit ensued here. We don't want to get involved with this shenanigans.
Lawsuit?
Yeah, he can sue.
No.
He can sue the guy for malpractice on basketball.
You should be nowhere near this conversation.
You don't play, so
Apologies, I have other places I have to attend.
I'm loyal.
He's loyal to the badge.
Anyway, what did you do?
Well, after Thursday night, I tried to make myself feel better about myself. Tried to just bring the hopes up. But you know what makes me feel the most happy?
Beer.
That. But when I have a beer and I'm sitting at Ainsley Park on the hill, there's nothing beats it. It's like
He's not wrong.
it's like
Your free team winning?
no, it's like seeing your team win on grand final day, but you also had about 40,000 beers and another 30 blokes on the hill. It's awesome.
Ainsley Park Hill is a sacred
Some
place.
of the best memories I've ever had. I Tim hit the winning runs with about 70 people behind me on the hill, spasticated when I was 16. It was awesome. We started on the hill. We got the car up there early. We got about 4 slabs from the bar. We set ourselves up. We didn't move from there till 6. It was awesome. It was just you sit on the hill, you drink beers, and you watch cricket. It's like nothing beats it.
Alcoholic.
I'm enjoying myself. It was great, and I supported my fellow brothers at Anus Park.
You played so many games this year. You played lots of games this year.
I played every game. I missed one game, I think.
Hero.
Absolute hero.
I hate you.
Absolutely, the Crows were right. Right in front of me.
We're going to engage with our mind.
Do you think they didn't come to play? Do you think they sat in their cars waiting for the game to start and go out there?
Alright guys, now that the real round one has happened, and a lot happened, right? I think we all have a where were you when moment. Where were you when Lockie Keith kicked a game winner yesterday, Arvo, to sink Melbourne?
I was working, I believe, but I was listening to it on the headphones. I heard he marked it. I'm like, oh, this is going on the full. It was impressive, especially in the wet.
I was driving home, and then I got home and saw the Giants come back. Went, what? And then I see, Lockie Keith scored the final goal.
Yeah, the greatest game winner of all time.
To be honest, it was actually like the kick that I think it was Callum Ward. He could have gone straight down the line like every other bloke does, sent into a big pack where McLawn is, probably goes to ground or that. But he moved, he diverted his eyes to the left. Nice little shoot on the left on a 45 and hit him straight in the tit. It was great.
Yeah, I can't really complain. The whole game, Giants proved that they are still the top team right now.
Was that game of the round? I think that was game of the round.
No, I'd say the Sydney-Brisbane game.
Sydney-Brisbane was good. That was 2. That was the grand final we wanted. That we didn't get, unfortunately.
Thanks, Brisbane.
Now, can we stop beating around the bush or the hammer?
Can we move back a few days to the best thing? We come in last Sunday and sat down and said that it would be the funniest thing of all time, but we said there's no way it would happen. It happened.
The worst thing is I was at the pub with Liam and a couple of mates, Dylan and Badge and all that, and I went to all of them before the game. So how much the Blues beating you guys by? Didn't even give them an ounce of them being a chance.
No one did.
And we're up by 43. I'm like, yeah, this is what I expect. I expected this, but after that, I don't fucking know what I watched, what I proceeded to see.
We know, because we were on PlayStation, because we thought the game was dead. Then I checked my phone and I'm like, oh, it's a 20-point game. Let's just chuck it on for a bit. And I see goal, 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 goal. And we go, hang on.
Backline were inexistent.
I've been waiting.
We knew that though.
And Sauce. Wiedering, if we didn't have Wiedering, we lost by about 30, 40 points, I reckon.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Nick Haynes is the best of
Nick Haynes needs to get... The problem is we don't have a better option to replace him. If we replace him, we bring in Lewis Young.
No, that's not a better option.
That's better, but it's not...
At least he can mark him, but he just can't kick a footy.
Yeah, that's still...
McGovern is not a good down back.
McGovern needs to go forward.
Would be a better option down back.
Our forward line was inexistent besides one person. That was Lockie Fogarty. I thought he actually had a good game.
Look, I would say no one in that forward line had a good game.
Harry should have ripped that game to shreds.
He should have.
Motlop had 20 million what ifs.
Oh, Motlop is no good.
Our midfield was the only saving grace, although our midfield played well.
To be fair, for Harry's case, the midfield didn't help by bombing on his head every single time.
That didn't help. We didn't try to actually weave it in there. Our Smalls didn't do anything. A Cameron McIntosh made our forward line look like Richmond should have.
I saw that man.
The flying doormat. He's back.
I saw that man at the ball like 45 times, I swear.
What was Foster doing putting Cripps in the ruck?
We
That
did this
happens a
last
lot.
year. We
That
do it
happens a
last
lot.
year. It's nothing new. I've seen it before.
Well, they can't pick Pidney, he's injured.
But they have literally 2 tall fucks, and you go, nah, Paddy Cripps in the ruck's a pretty good idea.
So if you put Harry in the ruck, who goes forward?
Sauce.
No, because we're in down back.
Put Sauce in the ruck.
No, because then we have no one down back.
It doesn't matter, there was no one down back anyway.
Sounds like Carlton is in an absolute crisis.
How long till Vossi gets sacked?
He's not getting sacked. I'm putting the foot down. The foot's going down. He's not. Hot take. He's not getting sacked for this season.
No, it's cold tech. That's a cold tech.
He's not getting sacked. I'm gonna promise you that. I can picture you 3 coaches will get sacked for him.
How much pressure is he on if the Hawks smack you this week?
No, I don't think
Lots
much.
of pressure.
No.
I think there's pressure.
It's Carlton, there's always pressure.
I don't think there's pressure.
Your board is very quick to just go.
There would be more pressure if we're 0-4, but 0-4 when we lose to you guys in round 5. Round 4, whatever it is.
Yeah.
That's when there's pressure.
Probably going to happen.
First 2 games, you should never be saying you're sacking someone until at least I look at round 6 or 7. That's the earliest you can start talking about, in my opinion. Because it's one game. Our fans are fucking horrendous. They're delusional.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
You're
a
included.
changed man this
No, you're
season.
not.
No, you're not.
I am. I'm changed.
There's about 10 minutes before a crash out.
No, I haven't
Already
crashed.
had one.
I haven't crashed out properly yet. But I don't think he'll get sacked. I think we can rearrange some stuff, but sacking is not the way to go. We had no Charlie, who's arguably our most impactful player behind Wiedering.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
When he's on, yes.
We're probably missing our second best defender at the moment for the year.
Newman.
Yes.
Why was
He-
Doherty sub?
Yeah.
That I don't get either. He had 14 in the fourth.
Yeah, 'cause he's good.
So he won't be sub next season. Every time we pass it to Lucas Camporella, we put him under pressure. Well, great way to have your debut game, to give him the ball when he's got a bloke right up his ass.
There's a lot in that team that needs to change.
Go learn young.
There is, but I'd rather this happen in round 1 than round 16 or 18.
So when this happens in round 16, 18.
Then we can crash out. But
Still.
enough about Carlton. I'm going to give credit where credit due. Richmond youngsters actually were promising and impressive.
Well, all they did was just run hard and put pressure on, and it worked.
If they do that all year, they'll win. If they do that for the whole season, they'll win 3 games minimum.
Shout out to Sam Layler and his chopper. That needs to be mentioned. He got the Rising Star.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Luke Traynor looked really good off halfback.
My call for...
Looked very good off halfback. And they've still got Josh Smiley to come back in. They've got Bolter.
Bolter when he gets back from suspension.
Yes.
Yeah.
Houghton.
Houghton's got to come in. They've got Lafayette to come back up forward.
It's not
They've
the
got half
worst.
the team to come back in. Gibcurst when he gets back.
Yeah. Actually, there is promise there.
It's not all doom and gloom for
They
Richmond.
may not be the worst.
They will probably finish last year. I'm not denying
Oh,
that.
yeah, they will.
But
They'll get smacked next week.
who are they playing next week?
Port.
No.
Who knows with Port after that?
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll go for the second game. Jimmy, how'd you feel seeing Essendon do every year?
Well,
Lose.
not too bad because
To give them credit, they were great.
The
what
first
they did.
quarter was not great. I wasn't enjoying that. But then the second through to the fourth, nothing to really complain. The Hawks are a very good team.
Yeah, they are.
Pidge.
Well, Pidge was Pidge, but
I think Hawthorn have the best defensive structure set up in the league.
yeah.
The way and when you got Barras, Battle, Sicily,
Yeah.
Frost when he came on,
Scrimshaw when he's playing.
Scrimshaw, that's the most stacked back line that
I think
AFL's seen since Geelong.
And then they've complemented that with Amon and Impey off halfback.
And Weddle.
bring him so much attack.
It was unbelievable. See that? How about that knock though? With what's his name?
Well, Scrimshaw broke his nose.
Yeah, Scrimshaw and who
Josh
else?
Battle.
The battle. That fucking looked bad.
Yeah.
That was bad. But
Right,
then-
where I was on the wing, I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, when you were standing on the sideline.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. No, I think the Bombers, there was actually a lot of good things to take out of it. More good things than bad, I think.
No, it was actually a very decent performance from
The
you.
midfield won the midfield battle. But again, it's the same with us, and the forward entries are not great.
Forward entries went great.
The ball can't make
Defensively
out
set
very
up.
The fact that Kako is one of your top 5 players already.
Kako looked
He's
good.
awesome. He's awesome.
He looked very good.
When you actually have a team, actually have tall forwards around him that don't do their hammies or
Yeah,
ankles.
or Langford's out for
He's
a
a
month.
big.
So.
I'm gonna put a question here. Who had out of the Mackay brothers? Who had the worst game?
Ben.
Harry at least got a goal. Ben was nowhere. He was terrible. He was worst on ground.
Yeah.
Yeah, easily.
So
That's the only win you can take that this weekend.
Yay! We'll move on to your team, John T, because they made an absolute. Look like a different team.
It was completely different. Dan Houston completely changed the complexion of this team. It was ridiculous how Darcy Moore defended.
Yeah, that was unusual.
That was weird. Tim Membry kicked free the first goal.
Dan McStay kicking 4.
No, he kicked 3. Membry kicked 4.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
still Cyborg on his best game since 2018.
Since he had hair.
Is it the way to go to have Pendles then be the sub?
Their idea is that he'll play sub until it gets colder, and then once it's colder and the youngsters start getting worse off, then he comes back into starting. But it worked quite well because he was just leading the second brigade in the second half. Like, we just didn't care. and we were still
The
winning.
game was done. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
But-
in saying that though, Port were horrible.
Oh,
Woeful.
That second half, the amount of times you can see Collingwood just run through with no one on them.
Georgiades disappeared. Rosie and Wines, they may have had 35, 34 each. They may be the worst 35, 34 touch games I've ever seen in my life.
I hate you.
Yeah, Horny, he was
Horny
probably
was
the best player.
terrible.
No,
Or-
he's actually don't. He was their best player. He was.
Mate, Port's defence, they love to go attacking, but as soon as it goes into defensive mode, they forget to run, and Alira has to do a 5-on-1.
Alir is an island. He had to literally have 5 people around, and it was just going away. Lockie Schultz looked good.
That's
Lockie Schultz was probably one of our best forwards. Like one of our best players.
Their defense is woeful. You got
it was
Farrell who doesn't defend, Jones is not good enough,
Bergman.
Bergman who doesn't defend, Finlayson who doesn't defend.
Burton came off the bench.
It's crap.
No, it was
Burgoyne. Oh, another one.
Oh,
Fuck, you're terrible.
No, this is actually a phone call for work. I need to actually take it.
Guys, it's ringing. Remember, you guys hold all the cards, game faces. You are going to crush this. Wait, hold on. He knows what we sound like. We gotta use an accent or something. You know what I mean? No like some sort of voice. That's a great idea, Curdy.
Hold your stream.
Oh my God, who is this? The secretary?
Hey, homie. Let me speak to Mr. Bert Henson.
After a slight interruption, we're back to Resident Presumings. Thanks.
Sorry about
Thanks,
that.
Jonty. But back on the Pies here. Now, we've seen one great performance and one shit performance. Which Pies are we going to get now? Because
Thank you, David King.
no, generally, which Pies are we going to see next week when you guys are playing? You have to remind me who you guys
They're
are
playing the
playing.
doggies at the MCG.
That's going to be really impressive because the Dogs, we don't even know what the Dogs are going to rock up and do.
I think
Because they're like that middle of the road team. So they're going to be they're better than Port. We're going to say it this year. Port is crap.
Yeah, no, they were crap. I'm going to say quickly before we move on to that, it's not just that they were crap, we just played incredibly well.
So are you saying we're not going to see what you guys did round 0?
I think they won't, because apparently the whole change, and this is according to Brady Mychek, so it's pretty much facts. They went from doing intense sprinting to try and keep up like Dean Cox's fucking schedule of training.
That's working, isn't it?
Yeah, to basically moving instead to resting more so your players can actually run on the actual match day.
Yeah, well, because you're all 35
Yes.
and older over
So,
them, that makes sense.
I think you'll see a lot more energy between the whole team.
I
Because
don't need any more hammies pinging.
No more hammies. Not the hammy.
we haven't had anyone injured after this week.
No cramps on the weekend?
No
No,
cramps.
no cramps.
Even though it was pretty similar weather.
It was
very
very
hot.
humid.
Oh,
Pretty
speaking about the
humid
weather,
days.
because I was at the Doggies North game in Marvel, that was a sauna. Why would they close the roof for that? It was 34 degrees.
Because the roof has to be on at all times.
No, it didn't. It was so hot in there.
The lid's on.
Lids on a Carlton.
It's bolted shut. But it was a bit of an interesting round if we're having a look at it first. We saw 4 teams lose by 60 plus points. We saw Geelong beat Freo by, was it 80 in the end?
78 points.
Pies obviously beat Port. Adelaide spanked St Kilda by 64.
That was expected.
And then probably the surprise, Gold Coast had their biggest ever win, 84 points against West Coast.
Yeah.
It
I
was
mean,
bad.
expected them to win, but not by that much.
Domination, pure domination.
Good performance.
West
from
Coast
that.
could be 18th this season.
No. Given the fact that North had to play 2 home games in Perth.
I still think Richmond are going to be bottom.
Yeah.
Richmond looked a lot better than what West Coast did.
Yeah, 'cause I played you. You look good, didn't you?
Thanks, champ.
Don't champion. You're not in the high ground here.
Your team. No talking.
Grand final rematch. We did kind of skip over that.
Yeah. Good game.
Good game. Brisbane looked out of it early and then just came crashing back.
It's a good sign for Brisbane because we know the past form of the last few teams that won the flag. They start off badly. To get the job done against a team that had played the week before, when they hadn't really trained as well because of all the weather events in Queensland, that's a good win to get.
It is. Knowing from experience from how bad a team can be after winning
You
a
guys
flag.
last year were shocking at the start of the year.
It shows I'm not complacent, but I also just think Sydney won't be good this year. And so
It's not looking
There are
great.
massive chances to start on 3. You've got Freo next week.
Yeah, it's a big one.
but
They're missing Goulden badly.
yeah, massive.
You can see how much he looks out of it. But then even the week after they got the bye, sorry. So, and then the week after that, they got North, what
they
isn't a certainty.
Well, they should be North.
It's going to be
Luke
depending.
Parker revenge game.
He's going to play full forward again.
No, it's what's his name? The other one, the one who injured Callum Mills.
Oh, Constantine.
He was good on the weekend.
He actually.
Forward pressure was good.
My favourite hot take of the. Oh wait, can you go hot takes, please?
It's a bit hot in here.
So long.
Hot takes.
There we go.
Anyway, so hot take last week. The North Melbourne were doing their jersey presentations for the round. Opening
All their
round.
big debuts. They had like 4 or 5 debuts in there.
Yeah, and so Luke Parker starts speaking for Constantine, and he goes, "Oh, he's had a rough couple of years at Sydney. Yeah, no shit, Luke. He kind of injured Callum Mills, the captain.
On a mad
On
Monday.
Mad Monday. Good way to stand yourself at the club, that.
Yeah, gonna happen. Just gonna happen. Do we just continue with hot takes?
Do you have any more hot takes you want to get out?
All right, I'm able to hold myself accountable. I have some hot takes sometimes.
We had an absolute shocker on Friday night.
The Wiz had a great first half.
He was awesome.
Second half didn't do much, but he had one major highlight, which is almost mark.
Almost all, yeah.
Almost mark of the year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I had a stinker. Oh, I can't lie. When he came back down, we're talking about how he's on the ground for a while, and I turn around and I go, "Well, what goes up must come down." If you don't know what that is, that's Isaac Newton's law of gravity.
You see, there was just awkward silence there between me and Jimmy because that's
Well, he said
true.
about 10 times.
Well, I noticed it when I was there because I was watching
Oh,
the
you
game.
noticed something?
Yeah, I noticed something. And I heard him say it, and it took like 3 seconds to process, and I've just turned around and gone, "What?" Because I was like,
What is that?
what was that? So that happened.
Oh, my hot take. Well, cold takes if the way
It's hot
my
takes.
hot
Yeah,
takes.
it's hot takes.
So say it the hot takeaway.
Carlton are the worst team this round.
Yes, that was the cold takeaway.
And that's the hot takeaway.
No, that's the cold takeaway.
No, because the cold takeaway is Carlton aren't the worst team this round.
No, but you said aren't.
I said are.
You.
Carlton are the worst
There
team
you
this
go.
round. That's my take. If you don't know, stupid anti-reverse system. It's already confusing me.
Just think about it.
I'm not the brightest thing. We know this.
Yeah, we know. I'm going to hold you accountable as well again. Getting to the footy show kind of levels here.
Accountability.
Yeah. Now, I was looking for the run sheet earlier today, and I saw an absolute blinder of a
Zinger.
hot take here.
It's flaming.
Some teams have a lot more work to do than others, but it's early into the season. Hot take, that.
Well done. That's hot takes.
Very hot take.
I need to up my hot takes game.
Yeah, you start saying some
I need
more.
to start being less sensible.
Yeah, say some hot takes, please.
You go.
Yeah, sorry, I'm going to continue making new segments here. Now, I don't have a sting for this yet. I'll have one next week.
I'll add it into this. I'll add it in.
No, it'll be next week.
Next week then.
Because I want to keep, basically, whenever we have... Last week when you went here, we went through the nicknames of the NBA. Now,
You
there's
know, like the
Yes.
anomaly,
I
the
have
climax,
seen
all
it.
that rubbish, yeah.
Now, I want to actually give nicknames to AFL players that actually make sense. So not just
Stupid words.
the parabola or the trolley problem.
Trolley problem.
So, this segment...
The
is
mob
called-
hunter.
Cut that out.
Now, this segment is called nicknames. So whenever we think of a nickname, we just put in there, and I've got it blinder to start off with. We all know Tom Barrass's podcast, right?
Comes up on my Instagram a lot.
Where we were making fun of it a fair bit at the game the other day because he was taking an absolute blinder game on the footy field. But we're just thinking about, I moved to Melbourne recently for a job opportunity.
Yeah,
That's
he's
how
a
he
real
sounds.
9 to 5
It's
sort of
still
operator.
on Buckley level. Still on Buckley.
He's
I'd say it's
feelings.
worse.
He's
I'd say
feelings.
it's worse.
I was listening to actually. We were doing at the presser afterwards because Seven going to the presser. Listening to him talk on there, it made me feel way too dumb because he uses 2 big words.
I wanted to give you my whole thing for what, like, this is a clip, alright? This is what an average AFL player who doesn't want to talk about the fact they're an AFL player in a podcast sounds like. So recently I moved from my job in Perth to Melbourne. I got offered a job that seemed to have the company going up in a upwards directory, somewhere I want to go. And my team and I, the original team, that company was just going downhill. So I just needed to try and get myself out there and get myself across to Melbourne to expand my horizons.
That's what he's done.
That's Tom Barrass.
He's applied for Hawthorn Football Club on LinkedIn.
Anyway, so his name's Feelings now.
Feelings for us. He's gonna stick.
So, best nickname from this round, I think. We've got some other ones though. Marley or Chol.
Stone hands.
Yeah, he just can't mark anything. He did actually have to take a few clunks.
We took a couple of clunks
Because
actually.
it was on Ben Mackay.
Yeah. Headless Chook. Who do you reckon that is?
Guinea.
Yeah.
Yeah, he will have no head by the end of his career.
Yeah. Hammer. We said it earlier.
I wonder who that is.
Hoodie gang, Sam Leather.
And then your favourite.
Butterfingers. Wonder who this is. Nick Haynes, absolute spud muffin he is.
What about that highlight package of just all drop
Him and
marks?
Miguel just dropping the ball. Paul Waiters.
Before we move on to the Cripps Dacos medal, it's back. You would have got it last year. I missed out on the votes last week, but I want to bring up the MRO here because what I saw on the weekend is unjust, unfair. This is 360 levels here. But Jackson Archer, my mate, got 3 weeks for getting tunnelled. What should have been a free kick for him. The ruling is if you go to ground and you take out someone below the legs, that's tunnelling, is it not?
Yes.
Yeah.
So why is he getting reprimanded for him doing the right thing? And you watch him, he tries to slow down. It's not like he actually tried to hurt him.
It's because the AFL freak out whenever someone gets a head injury.
Lawsuits are plenty.
It's the same.
It's not right, but they freak out.
It's the same with McInerney. Justin McInerney happened the same with him.
Oh, that's a bit different. He bumped.
That's
a choice to bump.
But they have those bumps in 40, 50 times in a game.
But if you choose to bump and you hurt someone, that's on you.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
new
But then, so why is
Jacko's
McInerney and Jacko 1 getting graded as the same?
Again, it's just the same thing of how if they see a head injury, they freak out. It's not right. I don't think Archer should get
He'll
suspended.
get off. I don't know doubt about it.
Yeah. I don't think he should be suspended either. McInerney should be.
Yeah.
Because he made the choice. Archer didn't really have a choice. He was going full tilt as you do in a footy field.
Where Tomlin's getting 1 week.
Well, again chose to bump.
Yeah.
Chose to bump, got DeConing.
The only reason it's not as high as the other one
Because
is
DeConing get knocked out.
Yeah, DeConing's not injured. So.
Good reference though.
What do you think Battle should get 3 weeks then for knocking his own teammate out?
Its own teammate, mate.
And
Well, Scrimshaw got 3 weeks for knocking Ridley out.
But it was nose, not concussion, so I don't care.
Because it doesn't matter. Now we move on. We have the Cripps Dacos medal, which is back again.
All rise for the Cripps
You forgot about that, didn't you?
Dacos medal.
Yeah, come on, mate. You need to remember these things.
One of your own players on the medal, for God's sake.
I forgot we had a sting for it.
We need to.
Yeah, we need to have more stuff.
Oh, we need more stings. We do.
Yeah, do you want to read out your team's
No,
votes?
not really. Can I not read this?
Yes, you can. You can read it.
You
It's
can
your
read
team.
it.
We're all going to read our own team. Every week.
Richmond Carlton. 1 vote goes to Jack Ross. 2 votes to Esther Coney. Tom DeConing. My apologies. You put the wrong DeConing in
He's
there.
already ready for Tom to
Your
go.
own player.
My player.
He's going to sink it, bro.
Already ready for him to leave.
And 3 votes, Nank the Tank, Toby Nankervis.
Best on from Nank. Moving on to Friday night, Hawthorn versus Essendon. Given 1 vote to Carl Amon, 2 weeks in a row for votes for him. So he started well. 2 votes for Dylan Moore, and then 3 votes best on. It was Jai Caldwell.
It was ridiculous.
Crazy game.
Now, Geelong versus Fremantle. 1 vote, Max Holmes just did whatever he wanted. 2 votes, Jeremy Cameron, 4 goals on return. And on return, Bailey Smith, what a freak, 3 votes.
He's dominated.
Grand final rematch. We have Sydney played Brisbane at the SCG. We've got 1 vote for Dane Zorko, 2 votes for Zach Bailey for his 4 goals, and 3 votes for the Supercoach player of the round. He's got 176 Supercoach points. Josh Dunkley.
That's what tackles does. So yeah.
Absolutely inside base. Moving on to the first Saturday night game, Doggies versus North. We have given 1 vote to Nick Larkey, 5 goals. Imagine if he played in a good team. He kicks so many goals. 2 votes to Tristan Cherry, and then 3 votes best on Ed Richards.
He's the forward Collingwood wish they had.
No, we have 3 good ones now.
No, you don't.
Turn it up.
Anyway, talking about us, Collingwood versus Port Adelaide. 1 vote in his return against Port, Dan Houston. 2 votes, Dan McStay. And 3 votes, I can't believe I'm saying this after all of last year.
After that hate you gave him.
Steel side bottom.
Yes. We're going to the Adelaide Oval, what I'm not a fan of at the moment because they've taken the Sheffield Shield away from them. But besides that, it's Adelaide versus St Kilda. 1 vote goes to Jake Saligo, 2 votes for the musician himself, Isaac Rankin, and 3 votes to Jordan Dawson.
Moving back to the MCG, where a total of 14 people saw this game between Melbourne and GWS. We're giving 1 vote to Max Gawn, just dominant in the ruck again. 2 votes on his return, Christian Richtreicher, 27-2 in your first game.
Bought in.
First game in 9 months after that car crash to your ribs is ridiculous.
Put him back on.
3 votes, Lockie Keith. No, I'm kidding. Toby Green. 23-3. So captain's performance in the last quarter.
Just 11 touches in the final quarter.
Star.
Yeah.
Absolute star.
Now, the coast to coast game. 1 vote, Matt Rao just eats grass and gets ball. 2 votes, Ben King, 6 goals. Ridiculously didn't get the 3 votes here. But Noah Anderson is once again absolute freak.
First game as captain and had 36.
Yeah. Good hitting for him. Yeah, do you want to talk about this week for you guys?
Not really.
Moving on to, we have round 2 this week. Footy rolls around again on Thursday night.
Carlton Hawthorn, man.
We're going. Carlton
We
Hawthorn.
are.
We're going on Thursday night.
Might put a post up on the page just to see how people enjoy it. I'll just post. I'll post every quarter how at stages I'm in depression.
I'll post for you. Don't worry, I'll do it for you. Because we're both going. Hawks are seriously big favourites now.
They would have been favourites even if we did beat Richmond.
Yeah, but it's even worse.
We're saying that you.
What's Sportsbet saying?
I don't know.
You're not allowed to know.
I know.
Yeah.
No, I found new rulers, but anywho.
Oh my god. Anyway.
There's loopholes.
Well, you don't say that here. Anyway.
on podcast.
Anyway, so Carlton play the Hawks at the MCG. Big pressure game for Carlton.
Of course, it's always big pressure.
But I guess the
Not
Hawks.
really,
I'm going to live up to the pressure.
You played West Coast twice this year.
And North Melbourne.
There's no.
No, we don't play Richmond twice. We're done with Richmond.
There's no certainty now for Carlton. There's never a certainty for Carlton.
Never was.
I think Hawthorn clear favourites in the game. I think they're going to run away with it.
Yes.
If they play anything like they did on Friday night, they're going to smack Carlton.
They played anything like last year. They played each other.
Oh, that was a bad game.
Yeah.
That one was brilliant. Not to watch with some.
So who's going to win?
Hawthorn. I can't back my own team.
Oh, good that.
Moving on, Friday night, the Doggies centenary game. Did you know they get to commemorate the centenary? They get to play Collingwood at the MCG for a home game. So that works.
Is Tamara back?
No. They still have no one playing. That's the thing with the Doggies is, yes, they won, but they're at North.
We have everyone. The goalies back as well.
That's a big boost for Collingwood in the midfield.
Yeah.
Is it though?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is. He's our bull. Don't want Jack Chris playing the bull role.
There's no one in that Doggies midfield to stop Degoe at the moment. I think the Pies are going to win this one pretty comfortably.
I hate to say it, but the Pies.
Pies by about 5 goals.
I'm not saying this time.
Saturday Arvo, first game is the Bombers against the Crows at the MCG. Now, normally, before Ridley and Langford both got injured, I probably would have backed us after the way we played. Not with the lack of depth in those positions.
Nah, Crumball's real this season. Crumball excites me.
I'm not sold yet. They beat the Saints.
Oh, I'm sold.
I'm not sold after beating the
Saints. I mean,
Saints.
bottom 4.
I told you. I called it. What a take this is.
It's gonna be Richmond, West Coast, Carlton, St Kilda.
Okay. Okay. No, I'm on the crazy.
With the lack of depth in our forward and key back roles, I think the Crows are going to win this one.
I like what the Crows are doing.
Oh no, I think the Crows will win. I think they'll go smash you guys probably, but it's also in Melbourne, so it won't be as big as what it will actually be.
If it was in Adelaide, I'd be really scared.
Yeah.
I'm going to Crows. Big fraud test here. Port Adelaide, Richmond, Adelaide Oval. Can the Tigers go back to back?
Hot take. I'm going Richmond here. I'm going Richmond.
Not at Adelaide Oval. There's no way.
If Port don't win by more than 20 points, I'm going to do something very silly next week.
What?
That's it. I'm going to do something very silly. So if Port don't win by more than 20 points against Richmond, I'm going to do something very silly next week.
Okay. I'll figure that one out.
And you guys can choose the punishment.
Let's go. Anyway, I'm going to go Port. Because there's no way Richmond can win back to back, can they?
They can't.
It's going to have to be Port have to respond now. I think Ken will actually get to coach instead of just standing on the sidelines like this.
Just not happy. He's not happy, man.
No.
One game on Saturday night because we have a bye this week. The Saints take on Geelong at Marvel.
Geelong, easy. Move on. Next question.
Saints home ground, but no, Geelong going to smoke.
Alice Smith's going to have 40 touches.
That's a non-event. And obviously even worse. Brisbane versus West Coast.
Brisbane, move on.
Brisbane by 500 points.
I'm going to say Brisbane win that by
pretty
80
easy.
plus.
Cry exorcism in Brisbane.
Absolute cracker Sunday Arvo at Marvel. North Melbourne versus Melbourne. I'm going to go with D's this one.
Yeah, D's look very... I like what the D's are bringing out
The D's
are going to be okay this year. I think after that first game, they look like...
They'll survive.
They're going to do enough this season.
Yeah. And then finishing off, big game for both teams. That over at Optus in Perth. Fremantle playing on Sydney. Big game.
Bolton's back.
I think Freo and Perth are too strong.
I think Freo.
Yeah, bounce back. I think Sydney...
Sydney's forward line worries me.
Yeah.
Oh, Sydney's defense worries me too. Seeing they don't have...
Sydney's lineup.
Tracy up there could have a big day. And Gold Coast did a rest both of the bye, so good week for them.
Good for them.
They get undefeated.
He's just doing that for the cameras now.
Lights out and away. Oh, wait. Sorry. There's a crash in the formation lap. What a start we had at Albert Park.
I hate raining.
Raining, truck.
We had a crash in the bloody formation lap.
There was two.
Oh, that was one.
Because Hadja did for...
Hadja was a formation lap.
Yeah, and Doohan did... Because they did first one under the safety car. Doohan did one under the safety car.
Oh, that is true. There's two.
Yeah.
A lot of rain. I felt bad for the camera and the scaffolding up in the sky, having to film the race in the pissing down the rain. 7 crashes, I think, in the end we had.
Oh, there were so many people just going off track too, including the race winner. Lando Norris went off track.
Yeah, and still come back and won.
Yeah, because crazy idea. Red Bull left him out too long. Verstappen out too long.
Yeah.
On slicks.
Actually, was an interesting race because of just the uncertainty that was happening the whole race.
Oh yeah, once Lando and Oscar both went off the track at the same time, it was a bit of I don't know what's going to happen. That Red Bull took the risk, Ferrari took the risk.
Yeah, Ferrari took the risk in that
backfire.
Remember Hamilton was winning because he stayed out and then instantly.
So did Leclerc. I think Leclerc stayed out as well.
He did as well. Yeah, but both of them went out. I think it's like.
And then they got overtaken within like half of their lap because they couldn't get any grip on the track.
Can we talk about Leclerc and the hot takes from his team?
Oh, press the button.
It's a bit hot in here. Hot takes.
Because Charles Leclerc and his team, some of the stuff coming through the headset was really good. When his team tells him there's going to be Category 3 rains, and he says, "That's a lot of rain."
Thanks, Ferrari.
The engineers though were actually worse than him. Leclerc at one stage was complaining about leakage in the car, to which they said, "Oh, it's probably because of the rain."
Great logic.
Hamilton also at one point, the car's not turning, so the engineer, have you tried steering it? They're full of good takes.
How's Alex Albon finishing 5th? Williams actually getting big points here.
If Sainz didn't go out straight away, it would have been probably top 4 finishes for both of them.
Yeah, it was. Jack Doohan debuted to forget.
Debut ended before it started.
Debuted to forget. Piastri obviously unfortunate that he couldn't do it for Australia, but a lot to go on. Next race is in
next week,
Chinese Grand Prix, I believe, in Shanghai.
It's not far away. It's a couple of weeks now.
Can't believe China got a race back.
It's back.
It's back.
It has the best corner in the game.
Piastri's gonna win.
Yeah, hopefully.
We are cursed.
He's in a good car.
Yeah, but Australia's just cursed.
Yeah.
Oh, we only won 2 or 3 races we won last year.
Yeah, I mean, just in general.
Yeah, can't race as well in Australia. The only person who ever could was Webber.
He didn't do much either.
He came second one year.
Yeah.
I was there the year Ricardo came second and he got disqualified.
Yeah. That's right.
We didn't think this would quite happen. A 2,000-seater stadium may have to host a A-League Grand Final.
Half the stadium is scaffolding.
Yep. It's still being built.
It's scaffolding.
Tiny ball was real.
The food there sucks. The ground's good, but everything else about it sucks.
Yeah. So 6-2 win. Just
yeah, we know.
casually.
They're at 5-0 at one stage.
Yeah, we know you worked it. We understand.
No, I didn't work that game.
Or where were you then?
No, I watched it. I watched it on replay. Oh, I've been keeping up with that league.
Oh my god, this is a miracle.
Yeah, I work in it, so I have to keep up with it now so I can bet on it.
Oh my god. That's just stupid. Anyway, somehow Aloysius turned his team into a juggernaut. I don't know how. Everyone else has been shitting the bed, including Victory. After being 2-0 up, They've lost 4-2. Good from them.
Victory.
But overall for this week, there were 33 goals in 6 games.
It's a lot of goals.
What's that, 5.5 goals a game?
Yeah.
Spot on.
And it was, I think, the highest amount of goals ever in a game around an A-League football.
What was that one McCarthy game? 5-4?
Yeah. 5-4.
Where's the defense?
4-2, 6-2, 3-1.
They're playing pro clubs.
The lowest scoring game was 1-1.
Well, that was the game I worked. No, it wasn't even the game I worked on. No, it was Sydney Wellington. Carry on.
Good to see you know what's going on.
Carry on.
Anyway, Brisbane won the shit team derby. They beat Perth 3-1.
Yeah.
Go Raw.
Oh, Perth are terrible.
It was also their first win in like 16 games, like that.
Can we move on to a better comp?
No.
I'd rather watch the NPL one at the moment than the A League.
No.
The NPL one's actually interesting.
Talking about that,
Yeah.
we have ideas for that.
We have ideas. You missed last week.
Oh no.
We're going to go around and say different games and go watch it.
Oh yes.
But we're going to try and avoid getting involved in the.
Well, just
actual
press it
football.
versus South Melbourne, which has already happened.
Just go to the non-stadium side of the grounds. You'd be fine.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, what's a better side than Liverpool choking 3 chances to win a trophy?
3 chances in 36 days.
There's not much more that I can be blessed for.
It's beautiful.
So within case about 3 weeks, they go at FA Cup, they lose the Carabao Cup final, they go in the Champions League after being up.
Imagine they lose the Premier League now. Would this be the biggest choke in just football history?
Yes.
The worst part, the issue is that Arsenal's the next one, and they're choking their chances.
But then it could be the team who's in third. Who's
No,
in
it's
third?
not. You're 4 points behind us.
No.
Going home.
You're 16 points behind.
I've got more Champions Leagues than you guys.
In what, the 1970s?
79 and 80.
You literally started flying them last year.
So what, does that make them better up next? They have more Champions Leagues?
Yeah,
No.
yeah. Come on, think about that logic. We're the best team.
you just beat Liverpool Leicester 3-0. Who again relegated.
Yeah, but we didn't just beat them. We beat them pretty comfortably.
Okay, what you now jump?
We're undefeated.
You now jump Spurs.
We're undefeated in Europe.
Can't wait for the Europa League final to be
Where we
Spurs versus
No, they'll lose.
United.
Spurs they're on the way down
Spursy.
again.
Yeah, they're
Spurs are below United again.
Yeah, so
Yeah, I did say that.
good-
You guys
good-
jumped them because they lost to Fulham 2-0.
Yeah.
Anyway, the win today, Liverpool losing, which is again funny. Newcastle's first trophy in what, 70 years?
Yeah,
Yeah, 57 years. The first major one in 70.
yeah. I'm not going to count winning the championship.
No. 70 years.
Yeah, they're very cursed for a big. They've always been a big club for years. Like they're the club of the north.
Yeah, but the club in the north has got no money. Now
Well,
got-
they
now got
did
oil.
have no money. Now they got
oil
money.
Yeah.
Oil money.
Yeah.
the Geordie people are loving it.
The party in Newcastle would have been good tonight.
Have you seen all the Dan Bernadette's since?
Yes, because you got picked in the England national team, and now he's scored a winner in the Carabao Cup.
He doesn't have a finger. He made the fucking England national team after being in like League One like 6 years ago.
That's
What a-
crazy.
What a man.
We love
What a
Dan
man.
Burn. Justice for Gibbs White.
Shut up.
Lewis Skelly made it.
Yeah.
Did that.
No,
Yeah, he's good.
Rashford made it.
Yeah, he's been playing well since.
Jed Spencer's been in over him. Or over Dan Burn.
No.
Yeah, Jed Spencer's been good.
Yeah, for Tottenham.
Doesn't count.
Doesn't count.
He's won like 4 player of the match in the last 2 months.
Tottenham.
Like, player of the match. He's still beating teams.
Aiden Heaven looked good for us. He is 19 years old.
How did we not get a single person? That's what I don't get.
Because all of your
Gibbs
good
White,
players-
Alanga, Hudson Odoi.
Alanga's Swedish.
Sorry. Hudson Odoi and Gibbs White.
Hudson Odoi is playing in the most stacked position.
Is that right
Gibbs
wing?
White's also still playing in one of the most
What?
stacked positions.
Right wing?
Yeah.
No, yeah, Saka.
He can still make the squad.
Saka every single
No.
other
Not
week.
starting, but can make the squad.
No, because Chippy Chips has to have spot locked in.
He's shit right now.
And Foden at the spot.
Don't make me get out of this seat. Come on in. He won't get in the water. He don't want to get his hair wet. Pretty boy.
Hold that thought. I'm gonna call you back.
Oh, Lord.
You know, one thing in the NBA that's really been annoying me the last month
What?
is this stupid Shea Gilgeous-Alexander MVP agenda that everyone in the stupid American sports media wants to push.
Was this photo fatigue, isn't it?
Yeah, Jokic is having his best days of his career.
No, I disagree. It shouldn't be either. It should be Zion.
Yeah,
I
it should
mean,
be
right,
Zion.
John.
It should be Zion. If we
Carl's
win-
alone.
Yeah, Carl's alone. Hey, I don't know what the hate is from Stephen A. But
Stephen A's got a lot of bad books recently.
Zion's bad books.
LeBron's bad
bad
books.
books. Don't get LeBron's bad books. Yeah. How? I don't.
NBA has a weird thing of overtaking. I don't know why.
It's best player and best team in the West.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, but aren't the Nuggets like the second or third
Jokic
seed?
up to 30, 20, 20.
Fatigue.
Did we not learn from Joel Embiid's MVP?
Yeah, that is fair.
That is fair.
That is fair.
No,
So,
it's-
so what we're saying is this should be his fifth MVP.
Fourth.
No, because if he's
Yeah,
saying
it-
he wins this year,
He technically should have won 5 in a row. That's how good he is.
He is at the moment.
are we getting to the stage where we're going to have to start calling him the best center of all time?
Not
Are
even-
we getting to that stage?
He's almost top 4.
I think he's already in top 4.
He's not better than Kareem.
Yeah,
He's
I
not better
agree.
than Shaq.
Yeah, there's 2.
He can probably. It's between him and Wilt now, probably.
He's better than Russell. He's better than Akeem. He's better
It's
than.
between him and Wilt.
I'd say I'd put him over Wilt.
If he wins the MVP this year, yes. Because I think Wilt won 4 MVPs.
But Wilt did score 100 when there was shot clock
That's
was
a
literally
lie.
10 million years.
Yeah, where's the
Yeah,
footage?
look at it. Playing 5'6" white guys.
Where's
Yeah.
the footage?
He's 6'10" and he's black.
Yeah.
Can jump.
Okay, so you just can't have that.
He's
fun
6 foot
Yes, he
10.
can. No,
There's no footage of the game, so not true. Not a game. Didn't happen.
Look, Jokic is almost at Wilt level.
Yeah,
But
that's
I don't think MVP this year would make that.
another championship would.
Another championship
a
would.
championship. In my opinion, another MVP and another championship makes him the greatest center of all time. In my opinion.
Kareem is.
I get Kareem, longevity, blah blah blah. What Jokic has been able to do in
You'd
this
probably call the-
span of time, Kareem was never able to be this consistent
Kareem
at
literally
the
had
top.
a move where it got banned because it was so dominant.
No, I don't think he ever got banned, did
The
it?
Skyhook got nerfed,
Yeah.
He got nerfed, yes.
which is basically banning it because no one
Yeah,
used it
but
ever since.
that's the same as Shaq and all that. There's been plenty of moves that have been nerfed.
No, but this is different. This one was a guaranteed bucket each time. Guaranteed.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think you call it the greatest prime center's ever had because this has
Oh,
happened.
it already is the greatest promise center.
5-6 years in
It's
a
the
row.
greatest second round pick of all time.
Oh, easily 5-1.
Yeah.
Greatest one with a Taco Bell ad in front of it.
Anyway, so that has just been annoying me because that foul baiting foul merchant does not deserve to win the MVP.
Do you see the Detroit manager went off in the press conference about
Yeah,
it?
fair enough.
Because they literally he foul baits, refs call it because it's Shea. It's like the James Harden of 2018.
It's James Harden back in his
But
prime time.
I listened to the Detroit coach. Can't remember his name. Someone's
Jeff
remember.
Hardy. No, that's Jazz.
It's Jay something.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. It is,
But
I know it's not
he went off in the press conference because what are the players supposed to do?
nothing.
Because they're
Because you have to contest his shot because he's got a good shot, but he doesn't. He fakes it and then jumps back into them, which obviously the ref's going to see and call a foul.
Theoretically, it is, but it's a stupid. I hate the foul baiting way. It's not a way you should be playing basketball.
No. It's a fraudulent way to score points.
Rather watch EuroLeague then. EuroLeague's actually fun to watch.
Or with all the flares.
Yeah. And actual good
Trying to
basketball.
see
Actual
basketball
defense.
Well, the NBL is also like that. The NBL's got some good defense.
Yeah, every league has good defense besides the NBA because they don't believe in defense.
No.
But why would you watch the
Entertainment.
NBA? Why would you watch the NBA? LeBron's not playing right now.
That's true.
So why would you watch the NBA?
I saw
To
a
be
stat.
fair,
he's like,
the Lakers are still watchable because Luke is there and he's starting to ball out.
I saw a stat like LeBron hasn't played in March for like 5 years.
He's got something on during March.
March Madness.
Is this like Neymar, how he missed a certain person's birthday?
Yes. Every single season. Ugh.
Anyway, guys. Big news this week is that the 76ers
The
are
clown,
using...
the clown show.
Yeah, are using AI to make decisions in the head office. Don't
No.
worry.
That was a real report. It was on Bleacher Report, so you know it's real.
Oh, it's Bleacher Report.
Yeah,
It's still a verified
real.
account.
It's
It's not.
It's still
You
real.
know how much fake accounts there are for American sports.
It could be
on
it could be in
Instagram.
Centel.
Oh, NBA so rip.
Cool, I thought it was Centel. I thought it was Centel at first, and then I went, "Oh no, that's Bleacher Report."
So,
and I believe it 'cause it's Philly.
and it's also apparently was used in the getting of Paul George.
Of course it was. Have you seen they're also trying to ship him off in the off season?
Yep.
Yeah,
Who wants that? Who wants that deal on their roster?
No one.
Oh well, you guys do have a 61 million per year.
Yeah, but Jimmy Butler's doing better things than Paul George is.
Not hard.
Yeah, not hard.
Jimmy Butler's actually made our team better.
Crazy that. And you have another star on your team.
Yeah, but then Paul George going to Philly made him worse.
Because he's washed.
Yeah, he's got a whole song for him now.
Jimmy Butler, aren't they the same age?
PG's probably 1-2 years older, so not much difference. But anyway, we're still waiting for the Jimmy Draymond fight.
No,
It won't happen.
It's
happen,
incoming.
Sure.
No.
Jimmy's gonna take on Steph and Draymond with the second team again.
No. Yeah, but Steph would actually beat him because Steph's Steph.
No, but this is Rage Jimmy Butler.
Doesn't matter. Steph.
There is no one better than Rage Jimmy Butler.
True. Just Jokic in that playoffs.
Kemba Mutombo.
No.
No, not today. Or Carl's alone.
Carl's alone.
Carl's alone.
Imagine Carl Malone and Carl's alone playing together.
Just imagine that twin tower duo.
Hide your kids.
Well, only one of them. Hide your food.
Why are you so beautiful?
Right, real close, and then they go.
No, it has to be the same distance. It has to be a bit there.
Oh, well, it's about 20 metres, max.
Okay, so 20 minutes. Bang. I'm literally going to put cement in my water bottle and go.
It's that time once again. It's Mel of the Week. We're here again. Why are you even looking up there?
What? I was looking at your trim. It's just.
Hey, it's getting better.
Slowly.
It's a slow burn. It's a slow burn up. Anyway. As you might know already, Mel of the Week is where we look at 5 people, organisations, sporting clubs, particularly one person's sporting club this week.
Okay. Not like you guys were in it last week.
Yeah. But I'm making the intro, so shut up.
We haven't been there yet.
Anyway. Who messed up royally this week and now on this list to be embarrassed for the rest of the time.
This week is cooked.
This week is cooked.
We've got some great ones here. One
the
I
fact
don't
that number 5 is where it is a testament.
Yeah.
Because I penciled him in at number 1 after last week for doing what they did. But anyway.
Do you want to start, mate?
Take it away.
Take it away, mate.
Number 5 is my blue bag. It's Carlton. What the fuck was that performance? I've talked about it enough. I don't know how to explain it.
Unload.
No,
Go.
I'm calming. No, I'm gonna bunch it back. It was embarrassing. I just think what they brought out was unacceptable, and they know as a club. Did you see the video of actually the fans getting into him?
Yes.
After the game.
That's bad.
Our fans are terrible.
Round 1.
Don't do that.
SEN had to cancel their
membership
day Friday because.
Oh yeah, imagine that.
Do
you want to be a member? No, not really.
Talkback Radio was great that day.
Stop at the field there.
When you're up by 42 points to a team who are predicted to be one of the worst teams of all time, and they come back and win by 13 points, not a good look. I was sitting there. I didn't even have words. It was just, Carlton your melons. See, Tate. See, I don't have to get abusive after one loss.
Let's wait till next week.
Right back to the first ever episode where after you lost to Collingwood.
That was good. Number 4, we got Xavier Cook, so the NBL basketball player for the Sydney Kings. Was in the in the NBA just last season for the Brooklyn Nuz. But he has been handed a 1-month suspension after testing positive to cocaine.
No, allegedly.
No, it's confirmed.
Okay, it's confirmed.
Confirmation. He's also set to face further punishments from the Sydney Kings per News Corp.
I'll probably just send the roster.
You're a high-level basketballer in the levels. Just know when to take cocaine and when not to.
Just don't do it.
Yeah, don't do it.
Don't do it. But yeah, it's not a good look. Not a good look.
The same person who said you should be the new healthy Harold.
Xavier Cook's your melon.
Sticking with the same theme of illicit substances and drugs. Number 3 is a former Australian cricketer. Very good Australian cricketer.
Would have been the best spin if it wasn't for a guy named Shane Warne.
If he wasn't bowling leg spin at the same time as Warne, he would have played a lot more. Stuart McGill. Played 54 tests for Australia. Good career. Recently was in a trial for being a high part of a chain of cocaine smuggling into Sydney.
This is also when he got
kilograms of it.
When he got kidnapped and put in the back of a boot.
Yep.
all makes sense now. He got pleaded guilty this week last week in court. Stuart, what the hell, man? We all know that you're not dealing well with the fact that Warney was ahead of you for years and you didn't get played as much as you should have. But
I remember Warney in the end.
What? No, Warney's
smuggling cocaine.
Warney's made of oil.
Warney would have never done cocaine.
Never. Warney never had any off-field incidents.
Warney never did anything bad by the law.
Warney was a good boy.
Warney was a golden child.
Warney's the kid.
He could never do anything wrong. My Lord and Saviour, Shane Keith Warne.
And that's why Warney's a god, and that's why Stuart McGill's a melon.
That's why Stuart McGill doesn't have his name on the MCG.
Oh, maybe because he also was just not Shane Warne.
Maybe we should have sent Stuart McGill to switch roles with Shane Warne. Switch stuff, Shane.
That's getting cut.
Nice.
That's getting cut.
Moving on. Number 2 melon of the week. How this is number 2 is like beyond me.
It's crazy.
Again. We're going around former NFL player
Le'Veon Bell.
Recently, his I suppose a cousin of his, Jada Bell, was awarded $25 million in court after she claimed
That's his whole NFL salary almost.
Yep. After her claims that Le'Veon had been sexually assaulting her since she was 6 or 7 years old.
Concerning the payout worries me.
No, I mean it happened.
Yeah, I know. That's why it worries me.
That's why.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What is with these NFL people? NFL are the worst out of them all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's the most of these really cooked cases.
You never hear this in ice hockey or baseball.
Well, ice hockey is just Canadians.
And all they do is punch each other on the hockey rink.
Eat, mate. Eat.
Baseball, there's baseball.
Yeah, I think the NFL and college football is the worst. There's just so many.
The more head knocks you take, the more.
Yeah, but this is happening when I don't know how old he was when
if you're still playing football in high school, then no.
It's just messed up.
It's your cousin.
It's awful.
All about it is so bad.
How's he number 2?
Well, you'll find out why.
Because one hits closer to home.
Oh no.
Number 1. Now I'm not going to say the name of this person.
We're going regional.
We're going back to my hometown.
Now, from the stinky town.
They've definitely been at the deck.
Oh, I'm dare say this guy's been to the deck.
Pick up.
Now, a Bendigo soccer coach has recently been charged and now found guilty, spending 2 years in jail for sexually assaulting a child he was coaching.
Only 2 years?
Yep. Now, the more funny thing is that I have... it's quite common in Bendigo soccer coaching. I'm not going to allege it towards anyone. I'm just saying I've had personal experiences with people. Anyway, not on me.
You okay?
I'm fine. I didn't do anything.
Did it happen to the other guy?
What guy? No, not him.
Aww.
No, it's just lots of stories. Now this happened 8 years ago, which also would mean when I was playing.
Prime time.
Prime when I was playing as well.
You were in junior center.
It was just happening down the toilet. You just weren't paying attention.
Oh my god.
Jesus Christ. Anyway, 2 years in jail for sexually assaulting someone 8 years ago.
That's under
the club. That's crazy.
What jail's he going to?
I don't know. Malmesbury probably.
Doesn't matter. What the hell?
What?
This is a ridiculous story. This coach, you are a massive melon.
What are
Probably. Is he leading it this year now, or is?
Oh, I'd be close.
Yeah, seeing he's actually been convicted criminally.
What?
Yeah.
He
beats Darrell, the Dallas assistant coach.
Absolute whirlwind of melons this week.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said.
But one that I don't.
There's a couple on here that even missed out.
Yeah.
Not as bad.
We're gonna put Philly in there.
Philly, I was gonna make it, but
then we found
some more articles and
yeah.
Philly are actually got to maybe Carlton.
No.
No, imagine enough.
No.
Carlton were embarrassing.
I'd rather use out than lose to Richmond.
No,
that's facts.
Yeah. Anyway, that's it for this week, guys. After that whirlwind of final part of the segment.
Yeah, boy. I'm just recovering now.
AFL this week, guys.
Yep. Can you go to the footy Thursday?
No.
Are you going Friday?
I'm going Friday, yeah.
Do you want to drive me to the footy?
If you want, yeah.
I'll meet you at your house. beers. Oh, okay.
Making plans on pod. Good job.
Oh.
I'm
I'm going to be going to the Doggy Centenary game, so I get to watch them walk out, and then just to have them probably suffer severely to Triple M.
I'm just glad I don't have to go to TUN 8 this week. That's a win.
Anyway, that was a good
pod.
That was a good pod.
Good pod.
Good pods. We'll have more stings next week. We'll have more stings, intros.
I've got a good idea for nicknames. So nicknames are going to have a funny sting.
That's it anyway. As always, I'm James Earls.
I'm Ethan Stone.
I'm John T. Perry.
Stay up.